like a murder podcast.
I think we should. I think we should. In our PJs under blankets.
Yeah, we could do that. But we could.
Yeah, we could whisper everything. So if you were
Why do people like ASMR?
I don't know. I hate the sound of people eating, and it really bothers me.
I don't get it. I don't get the ASMR.
And the sound of water makes me uncomfortable, like pouring water. The fingernail thing.
People when I listen to this.
And then Ferrari. Have you seen that?
Why do people like this shit? It's so fucking weird. I don't get it. What does that look like?
I was going to say, do that again. Lower the camera. Lower the camera.
Okay, wait. No, that's worse.
So anyone tell you about the time Bambi had a rib removed?
I had my ribs removed? What? Is that a... Oh. I was like, wait, is that a rumor?
We can make it a rumor. Lower the camera again.
Why would I need to have my rib removed?
Talk into it.
Wait. Today I'm going to bake bread from scratch. First you have to go outside and churn the butter.
Do the churning.
I don't even know. Is it like this?
No, it's an up and down.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Have Cotton Eye Joe playing in the background. Oh, that was the drill with the music.
And then just churn me till I can get my satisfaction.
Get your hard hat.
Oh my god, that was such a... nothing beats that video.
That's the best music video ever.
It is the best. Followed closely by calling me. The takeoff of that Jamie Lee Curtis, John Travolta movie with the really like 80s high waist.
I know that scene
pussy strangling bike short.
Yeah.
The like aerobic outfits, and it's like all really sexy people, and they're all like working out. Have you not seen that one? It came about the same time, same as that one, and the don't you need somebody to love? And there's a giantess. There's the sexy giantess with the amazing titties, and she's just lying on these green hills, like singing along, and then all of these babies come parachuting in towards her tit.
I've not seen that.
I was like an EDM freak, so like all of that stuff was just amazing. All of those videos are the best. They're so like talk about like sexually gratuitous, right? Like,
oh yeah,
absolutely objectifying, but like in the best way.
It's like if you took like a 2000s Maxim and made it into a music video.
100%. That's exactly the vibe. Yes.
Sure.
I'm going to take thousands and houses and hide them in the bathroom, so that when I get my 5 minutes of alone time, I can rub one out using my organic coconut oil that's been ethically sourced.
By children in South America.
As a gift, my husband bought me a set of pearls for doing such an amazing job. So tonight, I'm going to put them in my pussy. I hope that's what it is. I hope that's what TradWife porn is called. Like, I hope it is.
I need to do some research.
Because the satire of it is fucking hilarious. If you could just add some titties to that, then yeah.
We know a bunch of porn stars. Why are we just asking them?
Yeah, we should. We should get them on and up.
I bet I know one of them that actually would probably have done TradWife porn.
If it's what we think it is, I'm so dark that I can't just go onto Pornhub anymore. Fucking honestly, Florida, get it together.
I'll send you some screenshot. I'll send you a screen
No,
recording
someone
of what I
tag me.
find.
Someone tell me, because I'm still on OnlyFans, even though I really don't. I'm the laziest fucking content person. Like, I've not made anything. Like I said, like when I first got the job as a manager, I knew I wasn't going to be making any more content, so I was like, I'm gonna delete this. So buy what you want now. And I've just, again, like I wanted to delete my ex account, my Twitter account, because I
Uh-huh.
just can't be fucked
But
with
you
it
forgot your
anymore. Like,
password.
but I forgot my password. Just basically the same thing. Like I was
Wait,
gonna delete
they're the
my
same
OnlyFans, and I just
password.
haven't. Are they? No, they're not.
I remember when OnlyFans first started, I'm almost positive I remember
No,
there was.
I know what my OnlyFans passport is. Password is, because I have to get into it frequently. But I've not had to log into my ex account for like 6 years. It's just automatically there whenever I upgrade phones.
Mhm.
So I don't remember the password, and I went through my phone. I can't find it. So I'm like, I was like, "Oh, fuck, I don't even want to be on this anymore. Like, I don't even want to make a statement. People are like, I'm gonna get rid of my Tesla because it, in processes. I'm
Not the
gonna fucking,
Tesla.
I'm deleting this. I'm deleting my account because I no longer believe, like, whatever. No, I was just gonna get rid of it, and I'm not saying anything, right? Because whatever. I don't need to make grandiose political statements. I just don't want to participate anymore. But went to do it and then couldn't. It wouldn't let me. It's still there and not doing shit because I'm not on it. But like, I was like, wow, that showed me. Fuck.
Baddie. Figure
Yeah.
out your fucking passwords. I
But
have a
no, I'm just
million.
not. I'm not on. I just haven't made anything on OnlyFans just because I've been too busy. And it's not like I'm really, some people are really good at it. Like, some
Mhm.
people take to it like a fish in water, right? And then other people are like, why is this person texting me? like I'm almost offended when I have things in my inbox. I'm not a good online person. Like,
Oh,
I can't. I'm like, what do you want?
I'm the same.
That's my
Yeah.
first reaction. I'm not good at it. It's not that I don't like making the content, because I do quite like making the content. I have some fun. But like, at the same time, I don't like to take requests, and I don't like people messaging me and asking me shit. I'm just like, that's go away.
I just put
I don't
no
like to be
no
accessible.
private messages. I put no
That's a good
DM.
idea. But at the same time, I'm also too lazy. So I would rather just, I'm great in person. I'm not in any way like shy or anything like that. Like, people can
Mhm.
approach me all they want, like when I'm at the club. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I think it's because I'm so good at that, and I'm so on in person and so often, and I actually enjoy that interaction, that when I go home, I'm not on at all. I think we were talking about this earlier in the week, like the social battery, right? And
Mhm.
everybody has a social battery, I think. And for me, I would rather use my social battery on real face to face connections and conversations than to use it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I get there's times even with online stuff that I've just like I don't want to open my computer. I
Yeah.
get a headache looking at my screen. Like I get migraines like crazy, but
Yeah.
there's too
It's a
much
different
happening in
kind of
front of a
draining.
screen.
It's a
Yeah.
different kind of draining. And like, if somebody annoys me at the club, I can just walk away. But like, I'm still on my phone wanting to do stuff, so it's still there. But
Hmm.
having said that, anybody wants me to take pictures of the inside of my mouth or the underside of my feet or anything else interesting like that, I'm down for that. You
I'm down for
want me
some
to sell
weird,
you a
not
pair of
really
my
sexual
sweaty
shit
socks?
too.
I'm totally down for that. You like if the underside of my shoe turns you on, I'm down for that conversation. Yeah. If the sight of my uvula gets you, you want to see that, touch that,
Dangly
what is it,
thing.
dangly
The
thing that's
thingly
in the back
thing.
of my throat, like that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But don't ask me, yeah, like what I can fit in my butthole. Like, it's just so generic. I don't give a
Do you
fuck
have
about you.
a flat palate?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you
How would
do.
I
It's
tell? I
so
think it's
weird.
harsh.
No, yours is smooth,
Uh-huh.
but it's like I don't.
I'm sure if the tip of a cock would feel good. If you touch.
Do you see that lump there?
Tell me. So you've got like built-in. No, you've moved out of it. Come down a little bit. All I can see is your neck. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah. Yeah, you've got like a
stopper.
So is it? It's like a. That's gotta feel good though, right?
I thought
Or is
everyone
it? Does
had
it get
that.
in the way?
Oh, like I was in my 20s. No, actually, I can pretend like you're hitting the back of my throat, but you're actually hitting the extra bone I have in my palate. It's a gift.
Does it hurt if it's like being pounded? Huh? Wait.
Uh-oh, everyone's getting a free look at you, Sheila.
I know this is prime. This is like my premium content right here.
We need to make a Patreon where like get the full video unless you fucking sign up for this shit. All right, so
You
we are
just
at
need to
54
blur it out.
minutes. Oh yeah, we should blur it out. Sorry, Mom, or hi, Mom. Put a big sticker on it.
Okay.
Subscribe for more.
Well, I don't know if we came to any resolutions, but I am like seriously very interested. I am very interested. I'm not interested in like TikTok at all. I'm interested in the TradWife like phenomenon because it seems like such an oxymoron thing, like to me. Like you're on TikTok talking about it. Like those two don't mesh. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
It's not very traditional.
no, it seems so fucking idiotic that it's funny. Like it's making fun of itself, which I find entertaining. Not so entertaining that I'm going to download TikTok because I'm not. But like at the same time, but I really hope that TradWife porn is if I was in charge of it. It's like satirical, like making fun of it. I really hope it is. So
I think
someone recommend me some porn stars.
Exactly. We want to know what you think of TradWife porn and
maybe I should watch some more. If somebody, you need to send me some more because I think I think I've like nailed the whole. I've definitely nailed the aesthetic. I think I can nail it to make some really funny fucking piss takes. Come on, it'd be really fun.
I just want to get you a fucking apron.
I would love an apron.
I want an
with
egg
cherries
apron.
With eggs?
No,
but I'm a vegan.
Oh, an egg apron.
I want cherries.
Well, you could put
with little mashed penises. Cock rings. I want an apron covered in cock rings.
You have Jesus. You don't need cock rings. TradWives have Jesus.
I'm pretty sure that Jesus would respect the use of cock rings. I think he'd be all right. I feel like he's got other shit to do other than worry about that type of thing. For real. I do like
hands are full. Hands are full.
I do like that the sex professor, and I'm like I follow him on a lot of stuff, but he was talking about imagine worshipping a deity that despite creating all the things in all of existence, he's still really mad about your dildos. And when you think about it, that's really funny. It is funny.
It is. No, it's hilarious. I was raised Roman Catholic. Girl.
Oh, right. Yeah. See, girl. I wasn't. I was raised.
Pick my nose behind a fucking dresser because I thought God was watching me.
See, okay, so my mom's best friend when I was a kid was Catholic, right? And so my best friends when I was growing up were Catholic. But for me, the whole thing was super fun because I would just go I would go around there, and her son was the same age as me, right? And he had a sister who was like 1 year younger, and then twin sisters who were younger again, all like very close together. His Catholic, right? And the mother came from like a family of 13 kids, all like proper Catholics. And her marriage ended up getting annulled because her husband secretly got a vasectomy without telling her. Yeah. So, but like they were the loveliest people. She was the loveliest person. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman, and she used to take really good care of me whenever I went around there. But it was, for me, coming from a godless heathen of a woman, and I'm going to this woman's house, and like she's teaching me how to play the piano, and like I'm learning how to say my Hail Marys, and she's giving me this like rosary that glows in the dark. That shit is fun, like
It
for
is
me, like
fun. It's fun.
I got to go to church, and like I was mad because I wasn't I wasn't christened, right? What do Catholics call it?
So you couldn't go have communion.
I couldn't eat the
Yeah.
biscuit, and
The body of Christ.
so the priest would just like make a sign of the cross, like, bless this poor heathen child. I wasn't allowed to put it in my mouth, and but like, no, for me, like the whole thing, like the whole experience was super exciting because it wasn't my life. Like I found it,
Mm-hmm.
it was fun because I was a
All
kid.
that stuff's fun when it's
it
not.
was like dress up, right? And it was super entertaining because we would play, we were like really small kids, so we were playing like mummies and daddies, like, and me and this boy would end up in the same bed, and like we would fall asleep in the same bed at night, and then I would wake up in his sister's bed because his mother would come in in the night and like move me out of his bed. No, all of that stuff. He was like my first boyfriend. We talked to each other, and then he came in and visited me at my first strip club.
I love that so much.
Yeah. No, he was wonderful. He was such a nice boy. I wonder how he's doing. But anyway, yeah, no, for me, like that, the whole like concept of religion was super exciting because it was never,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not something.
We had to go just because, at the time there's always someone that my dad was trying to impress that
Right.
went to church, so he needed to have his
Right.
family shown. Like, but in Italy, we all got baptized and whatnot, and every time there's a death in the family, everyone goes to church. But my mom's Hare Krishna.
Right.
She goes to the temples. When I brought my son back home, I never had him baptized because I always felt very strongly that he could pick it when he's old enough to choose.
Mm-hmm.
So some of my family was iffy about it, but I had my mom do a little celebration at the Hare Krishna temple. And so
Mm-hmm.
instead of like dumping him in water, they like celebrated his birth and his life and like sang and
That's so
danced,
cool.
and they even had the cows out there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a good person to really talk about religion because I've never, like, I understand how it can be really damaging, but I can also understand how it can be really beautiful as well and help people. But at the same
there's a
time, like,
dark side to even Hare
100%. And I
Krishna.
like, yes,
I'm
for sure,
sure.
100%. And while I think the Catholicism as religion is really beautiful and aesthetically very pleasing, they also don't have a very good track record. But that's not to say that all of those people in that faith are terrible people, because they're not. Like, there's some really wonderful Christians out there who are really very good, but they're generally not the people that are online right now talking about how we're all going to burn in fucking hell.
The evangelical.
Yeah,
What's
that is
crazy
one
is that
faith that I can't get down with.
I will say
It's all about money.
when I lived in Louisiana, there is this family that I met. The daughter, she went to one of my classes with me at
Mm-hmm.
NSU, and
Mm-hmm.
they had moved there. They were a military family. Dad had just retired, and they had they like wore the jean skirts and everything. But she was just so sweet,
Mm-hmm.
and she had me bring my pole over for like a bachelorette party, and they were really awesome, and they had been evangelical Christians, and they had kind of jumped around from base to base all their lives. Well, they settled in Fort Polk, and there they had to break away from everything. They were like, if you're not a blood family member of this fucking church, you're an outsider, and they will not treat you right. And
Right.
it's like, I went to some of their event, like I thought it was interesting because why not? Like, I would want to show someone my
I
church
thought that
in
the
Italy,
whole point from like that is that Jesus loves you and forgives you no matter what.
only
Like,
if someone
only
had
if
to.
you give a certain amount of money, if you're giving 30% of your paycheck to this particular church and this particular pastor. That's what I see a lot of it. And that's where I feel like capitalism and religion don't mix. And I feel like
Government and religion don't mix
government and
either.
religion don't mix. Like I feel like it's such a personal choice, and that's where it gets so convoluted and messy and dark, right? Is when people use religion to try and twist, try and bend other people's will, which is where it becomes ugly.
Of course. And I just told that story to kind of say, like, I've met people from even create the what I would have initially thought were people of certain faiths that I would have never gotten on with. But
Mm-hmm.
this girl, when my son's dad deployed, Brian kiddo ended up in a hospital with pneumonia and RSV, and they were about to call his dad back from Iraq.
Oh, wow.
And this girl was there. She just helped me with everything. Like, she helped me make sure I could stay overnight with my son, and she took care of my dog. She brought me a bag. She looked after him so I could go grab shit from my house. It was like, she was a very good friend to me, and she stayed close to her faith. And I know she got married, and I'm not a good look online, which is fine. I totally understand. I have my online presence is all Raven stuff, and I'm comfortable with that not looking good for some of my friends, but a lot of my other friends, like, a lot of them don't give a fuck. But I'm
Right,
not going to put it on them to be judged because they're friends with someone who's a whore.
right.
You know?
Because you are a big fucking whore. But that's why I love you.
I love you too.
That's not true. I would still love you if you weren't a whore. But we
I
wouldn't have
wouldn't be
met
the
because
person
I'm a whore.
I'm like, it would be really be where we are if we were whores at one point.
Do you know what we should probably just use as our cover is that first picture that we have of each, like, together, that was used in your court case?
I want to have that.
Yeah, we should just make it. That should be our album cover, is you staring at my tits.
Or you like pulling my G-string down from behind.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we need to make an album.
I'm gonna put out, you know what, AI is making this easier. I can go into all of my phone photos and all of our pictures together over the years that are not safe for work. But we'll
No,
find something
but
and put up there.
they'd be great. Yeah. I don't even think that picture was that bad.
It
Like,
wasn't. It was
as far as pictures go, especially pictures of us, like, it
right.
really wasn't that it really wasn't that risque.
It wasn't. But oh my god, the judge's
It was
face when she
fun
saw
though.
it, I was like, "What did she just look at?" And when it
Oh,
handed
you didn't
me,
know
like,
that it was coming?
no.
I
And
thought you
like,
were allowed to see everything before you had court like that.
I had a stack,
Uh-huh.
and it was given to me when I sat down, so I wasn't gonna like rummage through it. And let me tell you, my heart rate in that
Is
like,
she
my
looking
thing
at my
kept going
browser
off.
history?
This thing
Is she
starts
looking
going
at my
off.
browser history? Like, what is she looking at? And then for you to find out that it was just a picture of you and me on stage.
But it was put on there as after a sex show.
A sex show, a live sex show. I wish that that's how we did meet, is that performing at a live sex show. That'd be so cool.
It was her first time seeing snow in the inside of an American asshole.
It was my first time seeing snow. It was really
Yeah.
exciting. I'm like outside going, ah, 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 ah.
What did you think of that club? We're not going to talk about the club. Like, I don't want to put a name out there.
Oh, that
It was my
club.
first competition, and I was just like,
This is it. No. So, I mean, it was the Midwest. Like, so I will tell you about my first experience, my first, not competition, but my first experience in America. And I will say the name of the club because it was very positive. It was in Iowa, which isn't far from where we were that time that I met you. But it was in Iowa, in Des Moines, and it was called the Mink Show Palace. And it was
oh,
amazing.
I heard that's
Like, I
really
was
nice
like in the
club.
middle. It's like, I was like landed and I'm like, this is the middle of nowhere, right? and it's like, you know, cornfields, pig farms. It's Des Moines, Iowa, you know, and it was a lot of farm. It was a big farming community, but wealthy farming community. And that club in itself is so beautiful. That club is beautiful, and the owner is like a movie character. He was brilliant. Like this, he was like he is what you would expect a fun club owner to be in a movie. He was brilliant. He was fantastic. Oh, I love you. He was so funny. And when I first got there, I'm like, so what are the rules? And he's like, this is a pussy in your face club. And I was like, okay, really cool, great. No, that was my first experience of Miss Nude World, and he was so welcoming and so like larger than life and wonderful. And his house girls, like his home entertainers were so beautiful and so welcoming, and just like the idea, like when you think about like the fantasy of the Midwestern girl, like that's what they were like. They were beautiful and buxom and friendly and welcoming, and it was great. And the club was beautiful. He had put a lot of money and love into it, and it was a overall really positive experience. Like it was really great. But you know, and that was my first experience, which is probably why, you know, I was so into wanting to come back. I had a wonderful time there, and I've gone back there since, you know. But yeah, that club that we ended up at, was yeah, it was a completely different, I don't want to say completely different experience, but I don't think it was like we had like one of the women that made top 3 was black, for example. And he made it very clear to her that he'd never had a black feature entertainer, and he wasn't sure how it was going to go. Like he said that to her, but he did book her, but still made a point of saying that. Yeah.
What are you supposed to say to that?
But so yeah, no, I don't know. Like I mean, we weren't far. Like we were in another Midwestern state, you know, and that club was not.
Yeah.
But it's like a hole in the wall type of place, and sometimes those places do make really good money. And I did well there. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, I won that competition, so it's not like I want to say any bullshit about any. Like it's not like it wasn't.
No, for sure.
But it wasn't. It was
For
like
the
a different experience
competition.
as far as like the facilities and everything. Yeah, it was yeah, completely different. Whereas yeah, like the club that I'd just been to, because the club that had Miss Nude World that year was in Denver, and that was a beautiful club as well. It was really big, and they book a lot of porn stars, very fancy, like marble stage, you know, like really cool. But it was in Denver, Colorado. Actually, that's where is Platinum 84. It's actually where I met Sassy Cassie for the first time. She was there
really?
at the competition, and I'd walked through because you can smoke weed basically anywhere in Denver, and they had a smoking patio. And so I walked through the smoking patio to get to the club. By the time I walked from the back door to the club door, I was stoned. I had a contact high. And Sassy Cassie was on stage, and she is what, like 2'10", I think is her stats. She is the smallest stripper. She is the smallest stripper, and she was the smallest stripper that I'd ever seen, like by a long shot. And it's thrown down in my mind, like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? And then I watched her climb the pole like she famously does. It was crazy. And like hold herself out from the pole, like just, you know, the whole experience was insane. And that was my second experience. And then my third experience was the time that I met you. And it was yeah, but that's what you get, and it's not always it is what it is. You know,
that third experience you had was my first.
Right. Okay. So you had probably a completely different coming into it, because the first 2 experiences that I had were really glamorous, right? And more because it wasn't like you came in during a Miss Nude United States, right? And I was at Miss Nude World twice, and it was a different experience, like because it's people from Canada, Australia, New Zealand, like people coming from all over the place, and it pulls a different sort of, yeah. I mean, you got to think of it like she didn't have enough people to compete in that United States pageant, and that's why she opened it up to foreign girls, right?
I understand, and
to
newbies.
try and get to try and try and get the pull. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was but yeah, no, it was, I can imagine that your experience and your feeling of the whole thing would have been
Well, I will
a
say,
lot different.
I had an issue with one of the girls. I always get involved when a girl's like really fucked up or about to be stupid, and I always get involved for some reason. And this girl, she ran away into the snow completely high off her ass. And I was like, I almost chased her, but I'm like, someone said no, so and so's gonna pick her up. I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, on my run out, I had dropped my phone without realizing it, and attached to my phone was a little wallet. So I had my driver's license, my debit card, all my IDs in it. Can't find it by the end of the night. So I go back. Competition had already happened. Everyone's leaving the next day, and it had snowed like a foot and a half.
Oh.
So I go back to the club, and like I saw someone was the cleaning crew was in, and I was like, hey, I just want to come in and look for my phone. And he handed me like a broom or a shovel or something, and I grabbed it and I stuck it into the snow real quick just to see how deep it was, and I hit my phone.
Wow. Was he really there? Was he like a mirage, was he like your guardian?
There.
Was
Oh,
he your
I don't know.
guardian
Who
wizard?
knows?
He might have
been my
not.
wizard. He might have been my wizard.
Like your guardian wizard. Did he have a
I was so
long
scared.
beard?
Yeah.
I feel like only you could see.
Have a cleaning crew.
This is magical. Probably not, to be fair.
And there you go. Now you know the caliber of club you're at.
But that wasn't, yeah. But okay, so that
It was a good
that was your first.
experience.
No,
I will say it's a nice
everybody
club.
was
I would
friendly.
work there.
It was friendly, and the locals were friendly, right?
Yes.
They were
Oh, no,
friendly.
the club and the locals were friendly.
It
Not all
was,
the
yeah.
competitors were.
No, some of the
Or
competitors
ATF that
were
stopped
downright
Kyle.
mean. Like, it was fine. Everybody was cordial to me until I got into the finals, and then all of a sudden it was like, she doesn't even go here.
I heard a rumor about me
not
from
even
someone that
American.
was like friendly as shit to me at the competition, and then I go all the way to the other side of the country, back to my home club in Louisiana, and there's rumors about me from this girl that I just met there already, and I'm like, and that's how I met so and so.
Oh, wow. I'd started fucking Corey, like, at the Miss Nude World pageant, like, I don't know, 6 weeks beforehand, or like a month beforehand. I can't remember. I think I'd spent like 6 weeks or 7 weeks, and ended up, I was there for 2 weeks for the Miss Nude World, started fucking Corey, decided I was going to stay. And it was at that point that I was invited to compete in the pageant that I met you at. And so I just ended up staying in the United States, traveling, and, Corey took me to Vegas and Miami, and then back to Illinois. But by that time, I was already digmatized.
He did the right things first. Digmatized. He's like, let me show you where we don't live.
Show you the world.
But we still have access to this. We don't live here, but you can go here sometimes for the small price of this.
Yeah. Want to ride the roller coaster? Sure, let's go to Omnia and then and South Beach and eat like fabulous sushi from this award-winning restaurant. Now I'm going to take you back to Pekin, Illinois.
You ever heard of a sundown town?
That man is a fucking genius. And I'm sorry.
He's brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
He did the right thing.
I mean, really, he managed to convince me, and then it wasn't just me.
Well, he ordered you from a catalog, right?
No, that's right. I'm the mail order bride. No, no,
I thought you
not
came from
even
a
like
catalog.
mail order bimbo. That was my tag. I almost made it. It was so funny when his ex started calling me that it made me laugh so much that I almost made it like my social media. Like Samsung is everybody's favorite Indian whore. Like, and she uses that as her. I just want to be like everybody's favorite mail order bimbo, because it was just so funny. But no, so that's so funny. At that time when I met you, and you were talking about people not being very nice. Um, there was an entertainer there who the entire time, like, who was also at the previous pageant that I was at, who was like quietly sabotaging me, just with like really stupid petty shit. Like, I had a balloon, like mylar helium balloons for one of my shows, full of like glitter that I was gonna pop,
Uh-huh.
like, this confetti, and she cut the string on it that because they were tied to my suitcase, and at the big club in Denver, the ceilings were really high. So like she just snipped them, and they like ended up on the ceiling, but like they had a ladder, so it was like, she inconvenienced me for about 4 minutes. Um, but the other things that she was doing was also just like saying really horrible things to me, to Corey's ex, and she was videoing all of my shows and sending them back to her. And then she had the audacity, when we were in the Midwest at the competition that I met you at, to ask me to borrow one of my props after she'd been doing all of this.
Is this the same person who keeps asking why we're not friends on Facebook?
It might be. But yeah, it's so like, but this is my experience, right? Like, I in the same day I spent, time with you and time with that fucking bitch. And that's what the world is like, right? You have some like amazing experiences and you have some shitty ones. And you go through life and you have to decide like what you're gonna take from it. And that's the moral of the story. That's probably a good place to stop, right? You get some good things, you eat some good shit, you eat some bad shit. You got to decide, like, you know,
So I'm curled in the
how you want to.
corner, like, ugh. I was just reliving being in front of that one person the whole time.
Yeah. No, people are just some bitches are just essentially really mean, and I think part of it is because they want to be like the fake racist TradWife TikTok
There we
influencer.
go. We
Some
circled it
people,
back.
they just want to be relevant, right? And their inability to be relevant because they haven't quite nailed whatever vibe they're going for, because they're not being genuine, is they haven't quite got there, and it makes them bitter and hateful towards other people.
And I think that's a good lesson for newbies too, because there's a lot of them that will try to latch on to a mentor of some sort, and that
Mm-hmm.
mentor does not want what's best for them
Right.
whatsoever.
But some people do.
And
And so, honestly, like, the best thing to think about is like, to thine own self be true, right? Like, do
if it
what's
feels
best for you.
wrong,
There's more than one way. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
hmm
I shouldn't say that. There's more than one way to do this, right? There's more than one way to be successful and to achieve what you want to achieve, and you've got to think about it. Like, I've like given advice to people throughout the years, and they don't all take it, and they've still managed to be able to get to where they want to get. They just took a different route, and I don't belittle them or judge them for that. Like, my way was not the way that they wanted to go, and they still managed to make it. And like, props to them. Like, you've really got to like make your own lane sometimes.
hmm Question though, speaking of skinning cats, do you think trad wives have bush? Do you think they're full bush? How trad are
I
we
mean,
going?
they should be, right? I don't know.
I
Isn't
think
it
if you're
just
going to be
all about what
traditional,
his?
you need.
I mean, wouldn't it be about what your husband wants?
Oh yeah, because then you're not really doing the right
But
things
like,
if you're
no,
not
if you're
doing what
going to
he
be like
wants.
full on traditional, then yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be shaving. But I don't think
Good
that's really
night.
what it means. Like, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of bush, to be fair. I think it's kind of hot.
I like a little landing strip.
Yeah, or like, the like the tidy, a tight. I mean, fuck, if you just want to let it all grow out, it's your vagina.
I
Like, it's your pussy. Just
can't.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't because I'm naturally very dark. So, the curtain The curtains don't match the carpet, right, at all.
Listen, I can grow a mustache faster than my 14-year-old right now. Like, we're on the same lane. It's all dark, girl. It's all dark.
Well, that's your Italian heritage, right?
But I can't grow. No, I mean, like, it won't grow down there. Like,
well, you can have
actually,
some of mine.
not
Mine
like
grows
landing
like
strip wise.
I
Like, 'cause
so
there's like a scar right there, a little scar, but it's from a laparoscopic, and it's just
really
nothing.
I
Yeah.
have scars. I have scars, but I used to have anchor piercings. I used to have like 3 really cute little bejeweled, like pointing to the promised land, right? I used to have it. I used to love them. I was so proud of them. I did this
You have a
before I had
jazzler.
tattoos. Yes, I bejazzled, and I a couple of times actually. I went and got it.
I
So
love
I got
that
them
so much.
done the first time, and then they end up getting pushed out, like
Hmm.
anchor piercings always do, dermals, right? And so I went and got them done again, and it was great. And the second time I went with Astra Mays in Australia. She got a clip pierced, or she'd had a clip pierced, and we were doing girl on girl shows together.
Oh yeah.
And it looked so cute when we were on stage, and I would like put my tongue, like flick my tongue on her little jewel. It was
Hmm.
so cute. It was so fun. And I was like, it looks so pretty. I want to get it done too. And so we went to the piercer, and this girl was like, I can't pierce you like she's been pierced because you don't have enough. She's like, you don't have enough of a hood. She's like, you're gonna end up having a Christina, but it's gonna be pointless. Like, it's not gonna help you. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
enough of a
Hmm.
yeah. So I just went and redid my dermal piercings just because if it's going to be aesthetic only, if it's just going to look cute, then I may as well have it be really obvious. The only problem was that if I would wear like low cut stuff, which I quite often do, you do in the strip club, you wear those tiny little panties. The top one would stick out. And if I was dancing on a podium and I was at like pussy height, like you quite often are at
Hmm.
podiums, guys would see it and want to push it like a button. And I had one guy go up to it and push it and be like, "Beam me up, Scotty." And half of me wanted to kick him in the face, and the other half of me wanted to laugh.
I've had guys try to
Let
like lick my tattoos off, like lick their finger and rub my tattoos off.
Oh, you
But
told
that's
me that.
kind of like,
You're not really that hard. Like, you didn't really get all of that ink. I think that's what it is, right? It's like men don't believe that you went and sat through all of that because you've got some extensive work, right? And they don't believe that such a little, like such a small, skinny, like fit looking girl that looks like, just would actually go through all of that pain because they
they're
couldn't
just
sit through that
pussies.
pain. Exactly. But women have a higher pain tolerance. We've talked about
Oh
this.
yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. We'll wrap this up.
Okay, I love
I had
you.
fun.
I'm gonna bake you some bread. Oh, wait, listen to that.
One more time.